Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the body of the essay. And the body of the essay is going to be the bulk of your essay. Typically 3 paragraphs. It can be more, but if it is more, remember, you need to have all of the points in your thesis that you're going to discuss in your essay. So if you're going to talk about more than 3 points, you need to have more than 3 points in your thesis. Simple, easy, hopefully. So, next, we are going to move on to the topic sentence. The topic sentence, or TS, is this sentence should be taken directly from the thesis. Now, if y'all are good at writing, you don't need to copy it word for word. You can rephrase it. But if you are emerging writers, or if you are working on your writing and need to get a good foothold, you can technically copy almost all of your thesis. And you can copy the thesis just for the one point you're going to talk about in this paragraph. So, if this is your first body paragraph, it's going to be your first reason in your thesis. If it's going to be your second paragraph, second point in your thesis. Third point in your thesis. So, hopefully, y'all can do this. I have faith. You can write. You may need some help, but this is the help that I'm trying to give you. Ask more questions if you need more help. I can make another video if I need to. Moving on, we have the concrete detail, or CD. In this essay, I am requiring you to use a quote. If you do not use a quote, it's not going to go well for you. You're not going to get a good grade. You need a quote. And remember, when we use a concrete detail, a concrete meaning solid, firm, something that cannot be moved. That's why it's called a concrete detail. And yes, people can use a jackhammer and break up that concrete. But with the support you're going to give in your commentary, that's going to strengthen the concrete. It's going to make it so firm that no one should be able to refute it after you're done. But remember, quote. Do not merely plop this quote in the essay. Use a transition to tie all of your points together. Now, if sometimes that transition can be as simple as, for example, comma, or in the novella Anthem, comma, Equality 7-2521 in Anthem states the following. You need to introduce your quote. If you do not introduce your quote, it doesn't flow. It just doesn't work. It doesn't look good. Your writing doesn't look good, and that reflects upon you. Because anyone that picks up your writing, they're not going to look at you as great as I think you can be. Especially if you're planning on going to college. Because anyone that looks at your essay at a college, they can't see how awesome you are. All they can see is your writing. So, you need to make sure it's as good as it can be. So, make sure to use that transition. I'll try and give you some examples of transitions later, but use a transition. Commentary. This is support, analysis. You are not merely repeating what the quote said. If you do that, you're doing it wrong. You need to actually analyze, break it apart, find out what the parts are, explain what the parts mean, and make sure that we can actually understand why that quote is so important, why that quote supports your point within your thesis. This is what the commentary is supposed to do. It's supposed to answer why questions. Why is the quote important? If it doesn't do that, you're not doing it right. And after reading essays for these last 4 years of my teaching, I know some of y'all don't know how to do that. Just read over your commentary. Does it answer the question, why is your concrete detail important? If that first commentary answers that question, good. If it doesn't, revise, please. Second commentary. Continue your analysis you started in your first commentary. So, obviously, you're supposed to already have started analysis, breaking things down, analyzing the parts, and understanding why. This commentary should be a deeper thought than the first commentary, and you should have your knockout punch comment in this commentary. In class, I have explained that the first commentary is basically, it is explaining what the problem is. What problem is introduced by your concrete detail? And therefore, your second commentary would be the answer to the problem. That is one way of dealing with this. It's not the only way, but it is one way. So, if you're stuck, remember the first commentary can be showing me what the problem is, showing the reader what the problem is. And the second commentary can be, what is the solution to the problem? Next, we have the concluding sentence. It wraps it all up and links it to your next point. Explain why what you have said is important. If you wrote a paragraph, that paragraph needs to be important. It should not just simply be words on a page. If it's just words on a page, why did you write? You shouldn't have just written because it's an assignment. You should write because it's important. This essay is important. What is happening in society could lead to something like what is an anthem. And we have to analyze why we do not want that to happen. So, remember, topic sentence. It comes directly from the thesis. Concrete detail, quote. Commentary, support your quote. What is the problem? Second commentary, solution. Concluding sentence, why is this paragraph important at all? Hopefully you can do this. If you have any questions, be sure and ask. I'm serious. I've had some students come after school, not many. I'm starting to get my feelings hurt, you know? I'm having Gerdes tears come down my face. You don't want me to shed any Gerdes tears, do you? Because they're salty. Okay. Make sure you do your body paragraphs right, because we don't want any more Gerdes tears.